Welcome back to Chick Chatter. We've been gone for a minute. We forgot our range. What happened? Go ahead now.
We keeping it. We keeping
I'm
it.
so confused.
Go ahead.
Welcome to Chick Chatter. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram. So I guess Kalita, yeah, you could have started it. I could have came behind you.
We've
My
been
bad.
gone
This
too
a
long.
blooper reel, y'all.
Yeah, that's
We
okay.
rusty.
We forgot our process, but we're gonna make it through. Hey y'all.
Hey.
Welcome back to the squares.
Hey girl, hey, I know. Welcome back to your box.
That part.
What's
Right.
been going on since we've been gone? Any big
Listen.
news?
We've been gone for a
Enjoying
minute.
a break.
That's good.
A needed break.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think people may not realize or even know, but we managed to be recording for 1 year. Chick
Woo!
Chatter celebrated a 1 year anniversary
Back in
in
March.
Wow.
So
It's been a good year. Oh, we've covered a lot of stuff in that
we
year.
Yes.
did. We
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
But
Lot of
who
stuff.
knew? Who knew though?
Who
That
knew?
year.
Right.
Who
A
knew?
whole year.
Yeah.
But it went by
Exactly.
kind of fast.
It
It
Because
did.
did.
it was like a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It
mean,
went by fast. We were having fun.
Yes.
it got
Yes,
rough.
we were.
Talking about people and topics. What's more fun than that?
Exactly.
And ourselves occasionally.
It got rough.
Yeah. Occasionally a lot.
Yeah.
We
Listen,
incorporated ourselves in it a lot. So that was
That
the good thing.
part.
that was the good part though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, we did. Definitely.
To make
Yeah.
All
ourselves
right, y'all.
relatable.
Y'all ready
All
for
right,
these topics?
Let's get started.
Let's get it.
Number one, y'all. I think
Mm.
he on everybody's lips. This
Oh Lord.
Diddy.
He
Oh
gonna
Eh,
take
Lord.
me to something.
Well,
he's
I've
not
been
on these lips.
not on these lips. Let's get that straight. No freak offs
What?
in these squares.
Right?
Not
Oh
in
my
these
Yeah.
squares.
God.
Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
Listen, he
No
is a
Diddy.
freak. Do you hear me? And I
It's
I
haven't. Of
crazy.
haven't
course,
heard
we
all the
can't.
stuff.
Hmm.
Do tell, because I haven't heard all the stuff.
I haven't either because we can't. It's not televised,
Right.
Oh,
so I'm getting like snippets. They're
Of
doing
course.
snippets of
From the
information, but
news.
okay.
I
Mm.
don't even know. Is this a PG show or is it R or
Hey,
X?
tell
Because
it
I
like
don't
it
know what we
is.
can say.
I mean,
It's what we was. Hey, what did you find out? Just do tell.
They hiring people, they humping people, people peeing on people, taking drugs. He watching people. It's only day two. This is the second day.
So the only
second
thing that
day.
I did hear, and I didn't get any details. Something was Cassie. They hired men to sleep with her,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
And
it's
he
ugly.
watched
And she was
And he
19 when they
watched.
got together, and he watched.
and do his thing
Right. In the corner doing his thing.
and instructing them on what to do, what he want to see.
Right.
Oh, he was off the chain.
And they would have
He is
freak offs
off
for
the chain.
days, not hours, days.
Mm-hmm.
That's so
And he
crazy.
gave her drugs to help her get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, well, that's like sex trafficking, because that's what
Yeah,
they do usually with their people.
I think the
that's
way,
what he's on trial for.
with the questioning of it all, because they were questioning her, and of course she was answering questions. But us people with common sense know this is day two. So
Right.
the way they were talking today, it was as if she was fine with that, right?
Right.
And probably in my mind, I'm thinking she probably was fine with it at first.
In the beginning.
And if
Right.
that's what y'all want to do and she agreed to it, then let it be what it be.
Yeah, that's
I
y'all thing.
guarantee you, he didn't give her he would have no reason to give her $30 million if all that happened was what she said today. Like
Right.
I
Correct.
was doing that, da, da, da. Why would he need to pay her $30 million for what?
He has something to
For
hide
what?
for sure.
Yeah, so people
Right.
on the internet is really killing me with that. But my mind is already, where I'm at with the kids. Because
Yeah.
their father should have
Yeah.
never allowed them to be in there.
Mm-mm.
You
I
didn't
mean,
support me
Wait
for
a minute,
nothing.
what?
You ain't coming
but
in.
how old are they now? Because they said doing some of the stories, the girls walked out.
They did.
Y'all,
I think
Yeah.
they just. I remember they went to their prom, not too long ago. So I'm thinking 18. I
18.
forgot how
Okay.
long ago that was. 17, between
Okay.
17 and 19. But too young.
But
Who wants to
still.
hear about their dad doing that?
You say
But
too
unless
young.
they in a bubble, they gonna hear
But
it.
to be in there and
Exactly.
hear all
I
it,
wouldn't
well,
care if
yeah.
I was 50 years old. I wouldn't want to be in a courtroom, somebody saying that about my dad.
No, me either.
That's true.
No,
Right.
me either.
But
That's true.
can we
No
get
I
into
way.
how his appearance though?
The
Well,
sketches,
what
man,
was he
I
looking
can't
like?
really
don't
tell.
Oh, that
see a
sketch was
picture.
horrible.
Because he can't dye his hair.
He looking
So
like
he's
Morgan Freeman.
so
Oh, I'm
he's
sorry, Morgan
gray.
Freeman.
But they say he's in there every day with his Bible and he's dressed, I guess conservative.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah, he got to put forth the image.
Yeah, he
Right.
ain't doing
Right.
nothing different than nobody else on trial.
Hmm
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
But it's just that you just wouldn't expect that because he was standing on business.
He in
Yeah, till that
jail.
video came out.
Yeah, he,
When that
Exactly.
video came out, this story changed. Because
I
there was no
should have.
proof. What proof did we have? People were too scared to talk.
But
Yes.
like they said
He's a
though,
monster.
that's what the defense is. The defense is saying basically that don't have nothing to do with sex trafficking. They saying
It doesn't.
that's domestic violence.
Correct. And
So
he's not
that's
on
not
trial
what
for
we
that.
here for. Right.
But he has such a great image, and to see him abusing this lady, he had no choice but to say he had to change it because the video's there.
Right.
So he had to admit at least some guilt to how he
Right.
treated her.
I
And
think
Cassie
that's
one of
in
the
the
never
things
told
hallway.
because
So can you imagine what he has done to her behind closed doors?
right.
That's in
it
a
ain't even about
hallway.
her. Cassie know where the bones head at.
Yeah.
He paid her.
But I think
She
that's
Yep.
could
part of the
sit there and
problem.
say, yes, he hired or he trafficked it, or because now we done heard your story. You basically told on yourself what you do. I always tell people that they believe you more, like, did what I did. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? Now I'm gonna come and tell you what he did. That's why he paid
Right.
that girl. He didn't get that girl no $1 million.
And I think
Right.
some of it is because they was talking about the fact that he had tapes, so she felt like at some
Mm.
point he would release those tapes. So
Yeah.
he always had that, um,
That's
It's
blackmail.
leverage. It's
yeah, over
leverage.
her.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
Hmm.
why would he pay her $30 million? We just solved the case. If I got blackmail on you, that
right,
you willingly participated in it from whenever, I don't need to pay you nothing. I'll
Right.
pay.
At some point, it wasn't willingly,
Yeah,
right,
which is where it
you
became
know that,
trafficking.
girl.
right.
And she a
That's
So
mess.
the
that's where it
trafficking
got ugly.
piece.
I
Because
said
she
I hope
probably
her
wanted out
husband.
and he said no.
Her husband was
When she refused, he would beat her.
What?
Yeah, when she
When
refused,
she
I'm sorry, he would beat her.
hmm
girl.
He's a bad boy for real.
Now, them
She got a
wide hips, I
strong
wonder how bad
husband.
he is with them wide hips in that prison. Because he got some wide hips for a dude.
You know what? Gian is ignorant. What?
But you know her husband was
All
in
right, start
with
looking at him.
her.
Start looking at him in them videos and everything. He got some wide hips and thick thighs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does
Her
he?
husband.
I never noticed that.
I never
No.
Well,
noticed
you'll
that,
start.
but
Her
Okay.
husband
Start.
was in court. They say her husband was in court today.
and I hope
He
she
left
told
though,
him
right?
everything before he got in there.
Yeah,
Like,
I hope so too.
I don't
He
need you
didn't
to
have no
hear it
choice.
when you get in there because that was some graphic stuff. Just
Yeah,
read.
it ain't gonna be no surprise.
Yeah. Mm.
But one
Well,
of the other girls, I guess one of the other witnesses was like, I guess supposed to testify. And one of the things that they was bringing up on the news was the fact that the girl, or lady or whatever, would want them to use condoms. Like whoever he wanted her to have sex with,
Mm-hmm.
she wanted them to use a condom, and did he? No,
What?
like no. Mm-mm. I'm like, what? And so she kind of said the same thing Cassidy said. Like basically, she would take drugs just to get through it.
Mm, mm, mm.
And then you don't know what them people got if they acting like that, and he telling them no.
Right.
mm.
Just
Wow.
treat it like you a sex slave.
Yeah,
Right. So that's where the
that's
trafficking
exactly it.
comes in at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think they were saying that part of the defense's strategy is going to be where you didn't basically all of this happened between consenting adults.
And so it
Mm.
was
So
But
at
see,
what
then if you
point?
have to take Hmm?
Yeah, at
I'm
what
sorry.
point did it become non-consensual?
When I make
When
me
you have to take drugs, when you have to take drugs,
To get
Right.
through it.
right?
when you
Right.
gotta take the drugs to get through.
Yeah.
So now my next question, can we separate the man from the music? Will y'all ever rock to P. Diddy songs?
I mean, what did he really
Can
play other
I'll
than? I
be
mean,
honest, I have. Like, he was one of my favorite artists. Like it's a decade or more.
Right.
He had like just great hit.
well, I guess the
So
artists that he produced, I can still rock with them
That
because
would
I
be me.
still
yeah.
rock my R. Kelly. I don't give a darn what
But I
nobody
was about
say.
to,
I
that was going
still
to be
rock.
my next question though, because remember, because that's real hypocritical. Because when R. Kelly was going through the same thing, everybody was like, "Don't play his music on the radio." Like he was blackballed.
Well,
Well,
I
he
never
didn't stand
Like
blackballed
10
him.
toes down for Diddy with that music though.
right, but
They
I'm
was
just
like,
saying,
we got
like
nothing to do with that
that's what was
music.
happening.
But I was
But see,
throwing
I never
things out the car.
blackballed R. Kelly because I feel like he was the scapegoat because those parents put those children in the situation that they ended up in, knowing that that man was grown. But you want your children you want to live off your children, so therefore you basically gave them away to a grown man.
I don't think he was the scapegoat, but I don't think he
I
was.
think the parents should have got
Yeah, I think
I
charged
agree
too.
with you on
it was
that for
Right,
sure.
50
right,
50
yeah. I mean, it
because
Yeah,
could be
they
some
should have been
blame
held.
being
They
they
should
turned
be
bought
in
on
the
him.
jail
kids.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
I
if they
guess that's what
bought
I
the
mean
kids
from
to
that
him, he's
accountability
supposed to be
piece.
like, no, they too. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So if the
mm,
parents
mm.
ain't being responsible, he had some responsibility as
Oh, he
the
had
adult
some
in the situation.
responsibility,
So
but
it
I
Yeah.
don't
ain't
think he
no
should have gone down by himself.
scapegoat.
No,
He
you're
should have
right,
went with
Dion. They should have
His
went down
parents should have
too.
went with him.
So I guess that's what I meant. That's what I meant by scapegoat. Like he was the only one. Like with that, it's only one person that's going to be holding the bag for everything,
Right.
and I don't
Like
think that was
y'all don't get
fair.
no child neglect charges or nothing. Like
But
Nothing.
but I feel like that with anything that's that severe. How they do if you go rob somebody and I'm driving a car, right? Of course I won't in there, but I helped you do
mhm.
it. You get what I'm
right.
saying? So all them
Right.
people who was getting those
You
girls
are
for
an
Diddy,
accomplice.
all
Correct.
them parents who
Yeah.
was bringing them young girls to Diddy,
Right.
round
Mm-hmm.
them up.
Round them
All
up.
of them. All of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with
You're
that.
an accomplice if you driving.
Exactly.
Now,
Mm, mm,
no,
mm.
you got a lot of
Period.
crazy people around you that can go on for decades. That nobody
Right.
got common sense or say screw this money. I'm not going to sit
But that's the
around
thing.
this.
Correct.
Not sitting
Like,
around this man.
but
Mm-mm.
they
What in
want to
the
be
world?
part of the limelight,
No,
part of the.
man. No. That's
Come on
crazy.
now. It's
No.
you
Not at
gotta
the
you gotta
expense of
stop.
someone's life. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
That's okay.
And
I'll
we
stay
ain't
broke.
perfect.
I'll
We
stay
ain't
broke with
perfect.
my integrity intact.
That part. We ain't
Yeah.
perfect, but we got some guidelines, some non.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's some
can't do
morals
that.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some morals.
It's
Mm.
Please.
ridiculous. We got time to talk about those pythons in your yard.
Oh.
No, we don't right now. Thank you all for listening to Chick Chatter. We will be right back.
We'll be right back with the pythons. All right.
That's the one who's like, y'all ready?
Welcome back to Chick Chatter.
Hey,
You can find us on YouTube or Instagram.
All right. Now, Dion, you want to tell us what you discovered in your yard that made me almost drop my phone and not pick it up?
Throw
So
it across the
can
room.
you imagine how I felt when I got that sent to me?
Oh, it was
Two
sent to you. You didn't see it.
copperheads. I guess they were mating or something, but
Oh,
you're not gonna be hunching in my yard.
girl.
But no, I didn't realize May was mating season.
yes.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
So
Because
that's
don't
probably
nobody
why.
care.
She got
Uh-huh.
little snakes if they finish what they started.
Y'all
Yeah,
need to
so they
make
got
somewhere
they were
else.
dead. So they're dead now.
Oh.
Ooh,
So they were
good.
dead
So
when they found them?
no. So when he killed one, but with the weed eater, he happened to go up on a weed eater and he hit it, and that's how that one died. But then took something and hit the other one. All I know is the picture was sent to me, and I was like, oh.
I hope it ain't no snake eggs
I
in
was
the
going to say,
yard.
so he ain't, it might be some babies out there.
Well, It's been raining, so I couldn't put my stuff down, but I will be putting stuff down tomorrow. My snake away, and
snake
I
away
got these
because the rain
snake
washes it away.
right, but I had these snake repellent balls that, girl, even when it rained, as soon as the it dry up, them things perfume, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's on and popping.
I would have wanted
That's what
to
I
throw
say.
all the way.
Can't
I'm
say
going to
they. I
throw
don't want
some under
those.
the
They stink. It's the
house.
best smell to me. That mean they gone. Sprinkle them things from my house to the tunnel. Do you hear me? I'm
Not from your
uh-uh.
house to the
To
tunnel.
the tunnel. Sprinkle.
Lord.
Sprinkle.
I can't.
Whew.
I cannot.
Well,
Oh
I'm
my
glad
god.
y'all found them and they're, gone and y'all gonna
You low.
get rid of the situation.
Girl.
All right, y'all.
Oh,
What y'all
what?
think about Smokey Robinson and his charges?
What
What?
about him? What? I don't know what that. What
Smokey Robinson?
Do tell.
Wasn't he
First of
was
all,
charged
how old is Smokey? Before we start
1,000?
talking.
85, something like that.
No way.
He older than my parents by like 8 years, I think.
Oh my God. Hey Google,
Really?
So he got to be like 85.
how old is Smokey Robinson?
What did it say?
Nobody knows.
I thought she asked Google. He old. He too old to be squeezing.
85. 85.
That's what Tawana said. He too old to be squeezing
Whoa.
breasts or whatever he did.
So what he do? Squeezing somebody's breast? When? Why?
So
What?
you story
He was basically
exactly.
saying he was doing sexual assault and harassing sexually, what you call it?
It's not funny.
Filling all
I'm so
on him and
not
stuff
laughing
like that.
because
I'm not
first of
that
all,
child. But from like 30 years ago, 20 years ago, stuff like that.
Years ago.
Won't last week, won't none of that.
Oh, see, I thought it was
So
recent. I
recent.
was like,
I thought it was recent. I was
because
gonna
he
say,
be
y'all
gyrating
know
on
that
stage
man
and
old.
stuff.
But
He
you
might
know,
have
different
touched
reports
somebody.
come out every day. So did today somebody said he did it last week? I don't know. But yeah.
Okay, so I guess we'll have to wait and see on that
But
situation.
I still want to know. They just came up with something that happened 20 years ago. If this ain't a Bill Cosby moment, what in the world?
I can't.
Why do they do that?
We want to be sensitive to the victims, but it's like,
We need a statute of limitations in
yeah, like
place.
you gotta start
Something.
talking. Like at this point, you have to.
Your evidence is gone. It's hard to prove.
Yeah.
Who can remember that long ago? I can't remember last week. Who can remember? I mean, if he out here just squeezing booties, he's not gonna remember all of the details to even defend himself. Now, if it was something traumatic for the victim, then I'm pretty sure she can remember. But we need a statute of limitations.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So if it's a person that you like and you squeeze their buns, can they charge you?
I mean, Dion, what have you done?
You said, Dion, whatever.
Like, what do you
Whose
mean?
cheeks you done
can't
pinched?
go around here groping people.
Dion done pinched some cheeks.
Yeah, no, you cannot. Everybody don't welcome your advances. It's not you invading people's personal, private space. You cannot just be grabbing people. Now, I mean, I can say, back in the day, we can all press charges on a whole lot of people because back in the day, you be walking through the club and they be grabbing you and groping you. And just
ain't that the truth?
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like to the point where you ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
I used to work at the shoe store.
Or was it a somebody that he knew had a relationship with and kept telling him no and just didn't welcome his advances or what?
We got
to. Probably don't even remember this person.
I don't know.
So, like, if you do the grab test, that's groping, right? That's considered
fondling and all that.
That's a sexual assault.
Mm-hmm.
That's charges.
Yeah.
You gotta keep our hands to ourselves.
Right. Please. People.
Get to a boo thing. Just fill up on her.
Keep your hands
to he married?
No.
But I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I don't know. Was he married then?
I don't even remember that, girl. I'm not even trying to be funny.
I don't know.
But does it matter whether he was married or not? He shouldn't.
No, but she said she said get a boo thing and
squeeze up on him.
Squeeze up on him.
Like they say, no is no.
Well, yeah.
Make y'all
that's what they say.
I just realized because I got these
Hmm?
contacts on.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Not that
my chick
simple as
chatter
that. I just
backwards
don't
though?
see why you just won't call him out when he do it.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like you grab my tail or my tits or whatever. It ain't just gonna go down like that. You just ain't gonna do that, and then ain't nobody gonna. Well, what is you doing? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What are
You
you
don't do
doing?
And
that.
knock the
It's
taste
your
out his
hand.
mouth. Yeah.
Right.
Not the taste out his mouth.
Yeah, but not wait for
Yeah, that's what
30
you're supposed to
years.
do.
Then it
Let
gotta
him
be more than that. It gotta be.
let him taste some metallic, meaning blood.
Ooh,
Yeah. Cause
Dion is
you know,
violent.
no, because if you don't act like y'all
Yeah,
parents
if
ain't
you
never pop you in the
touch him,
mouth and then you got to look and you taste
Oh
a little
yeah, for
blood.
sure.
Oh, when the
Okay, then that's
birds
what I'm
did it.
talking about.
Yeah.
we
Popping.
fucking- you violating me. Yeah, we going at it, huh?
Oh Lord.
So that's how I
Old
know about the
spoken.
metallic and the blood.
Listen,
It always be
my
the
chick
wrong
chatter
one.
is backwards. Why ain't nobody noticed that?
That what?
My chick
It's to me.
chatter is flipped.
Now
Oh
mine,
yeah.
wait, though, mine was backwards.
None of y'all's are backwards with me looking at it.
Exactly.
Yours
Like
is supposed to look backwards to you, but everybody else
I
is
don't think
supposed to
I
look.
ever noticed that.
Oh
Me
my God.
either.
We talked about that
oh,
last year.
I haven't
when we
noticed
first
that either.
started,
Mm-hmm.
this was a topic when we
That was
first
a year
started.
ago. I'm
So
like smoking. I don't remember that.
why are we in the middle of a recording and talking about this?
Cause
Next time,
that's what we do.
next
Cause
time,
our things say we talk about anything.
when
But
Nels,
this is something I
yours
thought
is
was
gonna look
solved.
backwards and everybody's look correct. Is that what you see?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I see
Okay.
that too.
Yeah.
I ain't
Yes,
noticed
it
it till you
is.
said something.
Yeah,
Right.
we
I'm
had a
He gave
like,
you
whole
hey
something.
y'all, my
conversation
thing
about that.
backwards. Okay, my bad. Carry
All
on,
right,
He
sister.
next
gave you
So
topic.
something for over a year, and
I
you
never
are
noticed it.
We
I
talked
never
I'm just
about
noticed
trying
it.
to
that.
understand.
No.
Next
So should there be
subject.
a
Go ahead.
statute of limitations on our complaints? Is that what you're saying?
It
We
is
should
Yeah.
statute
have
of
it on too
limitations,
I'm
much.
sorry.
and
Do we
y'all
have a
over a
complaint
year.
department?
We do. It
We
is
should have noticed it 2 months ago. I mean, 8 months ago.
No, a year
complaint at
ago.
A
Gmail.
year
Over a
plus.
year ago is when you
Yeah,
should
it
have
has been
Carry
noticed
over a
on.
it.
year.
Carry on.
I want to. We kind of mentioned TD Jakes, but I don't know a lot about
What about
what
that?
happened. I know he stepped down, and I know his
Oh, he
daughter
stepped
took
down.
over.
Yes, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I saw
Yeah,
that.
so I think I like her. I think she's gonna be
Yeah, I like
phenomenal.
Sarah. I like
Successful.
Sarah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It seems like a lot happened with him, like in a short amount of time. So all of these
Yeah.
allegations of him being at the Diddy parties, and then
Mm-hmm.
he has the stroke while he's in the pulpit, and then he steps down,
Oh, it was
and
a stroke.
I think it was a
He
stroke.
did.
I
I don't know what it
allegedly.
was.
Let
I
me
know
say
he
that.
got sick
He
and he was
came
in the
out and said
hospital.
it was. He did come out and say what it was. I hope I'm not mixing up a stroke with the heart attack. It
Okay.
was one of the
But
two.
it was something.
He
Yeah.
did have an episode on stage, and thank God
Yeah.
they caught it on time, and he was
Right.
okay. Um, and then shortly thereafter, he kind of stepped down and gave the reins to his daughter, which I think is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
She's phenomenal. I think he's
Yeah.
phenomenal. But a lot kind of just happened with him in a
Probably
short
within the
amount of
last
time.
year or so.
Yeah.
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 After he was named in that Diddy stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's between him and God though. If he was playing with God like that, bless his soul, he
And,
bold.
and you know what? That's the conversation too. Should he have been okay? So let's say this. I think we're safe in saying that Diddy had two types of parties. There was the get together first. Everybody come out, have a good time. We're gonna eat.
Right.
We're gonna drink. We're gonna party, and then after hours is when we're gonna get our freak on. So,
Right.
do you, with TD Jakes being a pastor, do you all feel it's okay for him to even be at a Diddy party?
I think we kind of touched on that before.
I don't remember. I remember we were at a friend's house and we talked about it. But I don't remember us talking about it up here. But I ain't saying
Oh,
I got the best memory either. So I might be wrong.
We
No,
talked
not
about
if y'all ain't remember about the thing. So,
You know what? I don't want
um,
to that Diddy party.
I feel like this. If I understand, pastors are responsible for their flock. However, I don't see anything wrong with them going to a social event.
No, not at all. But a Diddy party? Cause
Yeah.
But if
he
he's
ain't
having,
playing the orchestra. Diddy playing French Montana and Biggie.
At the party. Because if this is an event, a fundraiser or a social event or something like that, like not just hey we
right,
partying. Nah, man, I can't come to that party because I know what kind of parties you got a lot of stuff
Yeah.
going on.
Diddy
So
playing
that's
Red
something.
Man, Method Man. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
why you
yeah.
there,
So
Diddy?
that's something different. Like if we ain't talking about a regular old I don't know, birthday event or not even birthday. I wouldn't say that either because birthday probably can be out of control too if you're talking Diddy. So,
I mean, I guess I'm conflicted because
Hmm.
from the space of meeting people where they are,
right. Yeah, because that's what we talked about.
I wouldn't see where it depends on what's going on during that time.
Okay.
I think today
I
is
think
hard
because if it's getting
because
out of hand and you're
right.
still there, then that's a problem.
But I
Mm-hmm.
think it's hard today because we're so judgmental. It doesn't
Very.
Oh,
matter to
definitely.
me. It doesn't matter. Like if you go and it's a totally innocent event, it could be a fundraiser for who knows. But the fact that you were there, people are going to judge you based on that. So I think really as a pastor, I think you probably in a lose lose situation because
Mm.
people just gonna associate you with the fact that you was there among these people and don't nobody know what y'all. Somebody can say you did whatever, or it turned did it got wild parties and you was there. Like it could be. I I
Well,
think
maybe
it's
he
just
went early before it really got. I mean, we know that there are two parts to his party, but maybe he was really early for the first part. Came, ate a little food, and shook a few
but is it
hands.
okay though?
No, not no, no.
Trying to be
And I'm
lost
trying to
in
figure out why because they're humans too.
Right.
But
You want to
no, not though. To me, would I be okay with my pastor at a Rick Ross concert? No, I guess it's
Right.
equivalent to that.
Right, right.
I
me
mean,
So
too.
and
that's
this
what the
is
Bible
horrible to
say. You
say,
cause your people to stumble. They see you there, they judging you based on that, and you don't want to cause nobody to stumble. So
but what if he listened to Rick Ross at home? Is that okay?
if that's what
people
you
gonna
want to
judge
do.
him based on that. So that's why I say it's a losing.
It
It's
is a loser. What say you, Tawana?
What say you?
Because you almost put yourself in this one, boy. Look, Tawana started she
mm,
1
Right,
minute
she
she looked like she
started
was
it.
just ready to just like
no,
burn
it
her head in.
we got
I
to
think
we
my
got to
mic
stop
about to go
playing,
out.
right? Pastors, their job to God. I'm talking about the man to nobody. Their call to God is that I'm going to lead this flock.
Hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. So if anything is going to kind of make my flock side eye me from what the word of God is, now I can't come to no Diddy party. I wouldn't care if it was his birthday party at 12 noon, because I already know what the association of going to a Diddy party is. Diddy can come to my party. You see how I can still worship, talk to him,
Exactly.
but I don't need to
Exactly.
put myself in your party. But you
Because I
sure
have no control.
you can come to my party because we over here talking about Jesus and still probably doing our little lecture slides and stuff. But I don't want to be associated with that where people, my own flock would have to side eye me. And that was my biggest thing with just his name being in it anyway, because
Mm-hmm.
he has such a massive
Mm-hmm.
following. And
Yes.
the trickle down effect of that to the world, because everybody's so nosy and everybody ready to cancel people. On the outside, that's what they waiting for. He was high, now he low. Me, because I was raised in the church. That's a lot of souls that could possibly say, man, forget God. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
If he have been lying to me this whole time and I'm thinking he,
Mm-hmm.
into Jesus and he out here doing this foolishness, then I don't need to do it. I can do what I want to do too. It'll be a lot of souls that will be tarnished
Lost.
and
Mm-hmm.
lost. Yeah. So I don't really rock with TD Jakes, but I don't want him to, I hope he ain't in the middle of that. I hope he not, Lord. Mm, mm, mm. Mm-mm.
Well, I would like to say find us on Instagram and YouTube. Also, comment. We would like to know what you think. Would you want your pastor to come? I mean, to attend not just a Diddy party, but any kind of parties? Let us know what you think. We will be right back.
Welcome back. You're listening to Chick Chatter.
Find Chick Chatter on YouTube or Instagram.
All right. All right. Getting to these topics. Okay, the Pope. Pope Leo, the 14th. Yay. And
I know,
first
right?
American Pope from Chicago.
The
He is
first
from Chicago.
American
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pope.
Yeah.
I'm not Catholic, but yay. But I can say I really, really liked Pope Francis. You would have thought I was Catholic. I was sad when I found out that man passed away. I was praying for
What?
him when he had pneumonia and his lungs were
Yeah.
affected. I just thought he was so. Oh, I love Pope Francis. I felt like he had the heart of Jesus because he didn't judge. He loved everybody. Tawana, why you
Because that's how we feel about Carter. President Carter.
laughing?
We don't remember President. We too young. But you hear your parents talk about him, like, I love
Yeah.
me some
Yeah,
President.
I really liked him, but I'm happy they got people seem to like this Pope too. He's already spoken
Yeah,
out, I think, against the our government a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
hey, you got to lead in love.
You do.
Um
At first, I was like, "Hey, the Pope might be some kin to us."
yeah.
It sounds
What?
like look. It sounds like his path followed the same as my ancestors.
Yep. He got some black
Really?
in him. Mhm.
Haitian
They say he got some Haitian. I did
to
hear
New
that.
Orleans,
New Orleans, yep.
Really?
mulatto,
Yes.
mulatto, and then he left New Orleans and went to Chicago.
Yep.
I said, "Oh,
Mm.
Yep.
he might
So
look
he
like
been
my grandma
passing
a
as a
little bit."
white man?
He white chocolate girl.
It's some of his ancestry got some black in it, like his great grandma or something like that.
Well,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but he don't want to claim black, but
And I
he
heard
damn
that he is like the Pope Felita loves. They say he got like kind of like the same kind of values of what
okay.
the church, what God is. I don't know how people skip that part of the Bible. I just don't understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What
The number one thing God wants you to do is love.
is
It's to
love?
love. Correct.
Everything else gonna follow.
Yeah, yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
So,
Just
yeah.
lead in love. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
That's all you
Yeah.
gotta do. Lead
yeah.
Start
in
there.
love.
But
But
they
I
just
don't
skip
know.
that part.
Is he not? Is he like kind of denouncing his heritage? From my understanding, Leo is one of his black ancestors' names.
I don't think
That's all I know. I ain't gonna speak no further on that. I
Not
ain't gonna act like a pope
ancestors. He chose a
historian.
name based on somebody that was for humanity.
mm,
But I saw that. I thought
it
Leo
love.
was like in his. That name Leo was in his
Don't
a
start me to
black
line
member of
chat
his
because I don't know.
family.
That's Kiki Palmer baby name, ain't it, Leo?
It is.
What? That is random. Stay focused. How Kiki get
It's
in
true
that?
though.
Because
It
I'm
is.
sure
That
that's not
Pope.
why he named it. He picked Leo behind her
The
baby.
head of the Catholic Church. We talk about Kiki Palmer.
Dion say Kiki baby name Leo.
Oh my God.
I cannot.
Look, that might be his sign.
Focus.
When is Pope sign? When is his birthday? Find out here,
That is
Leo.
so
I
random.
cannot.
Leo the lion.
I'm trying to see what it was. Oh
What
my
you looking for
God.
now?
They don't know.
I had saw or heard the story about why he picked Pope Leo, but it wasn't based on an
His
answer.
heritage.
Oh,
No,
it
it's not based
wasn't?
on his
Okay.
heritage. It's
Okay.
based on
It was
the lineage of when when they have to choose a pope's name.
right.
Leo it's like anyone. They said his values align with all the previous popes with the name Leo. So
Oh, okay.
it's a certain
You got to watch
yeah.
Conclave.
Oh, I have
I fell
not
asleep
seen
on
that.
that. I
Is
need
that
to finish
good?
it.
It's good because you are not a Catholic and I am not either. It basically and it's so weird. It basically tells you what happens when the Pope dies and how they go
Okay.
about
Yeah.
picking another one. So it was
Ooh, that's really good to watch right now then, because we like in those times. Okay.
Right.
And how
It
long
says
it
Well, I'm
in
was.
the
sorry.
address.
It's good.
In
It's
the
really good.
address to the College of Cardinals, Pope Leo XIV explained that his name references Pope Leo the 13th, who presided over the church between 1878 and 1903. So, but they said that that pope was for like humanity and was against like slavery and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So, being that those, I guess he kind of relates to those things. That's why he picked it.
That's cool. You can pick your own name.
Pope Leo the 13th.
Yeah, because his real name is Robert, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's Pope Leo the 14th. So there was probably a Pope Francis the 9th.
Oh yeah, always, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Mhm. They
I
can
don't
pick
know what I
whatever.
read, y'all. I'm
They can pick
sorry.
whatever
I'm
name
up
they
here
want.
lying.
I love
making
that.
up stuff. Over here making up stuff.
Making up stuff. See, he done put this black great granddaddy name.
But
Ain't
they
even
get to they
true.
get to pick whatever name they want.
Okay.
You learn that in
So,
conclave.
In the conclave, I'm gonna have to watch
Because I
that.
never knew that. I didn't know all
It won a lot of.
I knew
I
they
had
picked
never
their
heard
own
of the
name.
movies until I saw the Oscars. It won a lot of Oscars,
Yeah.
what?
and I was
See,
like, "What
Conclave.
movie is this?"
I knew about
Mhm.
that. I knew about they picked their own name because of Pope Francis.
Oh, I didn't know
Oh.
that.
Because when he
Okay.
got yeah, you know, that thing.
Yeah, I
Whatever.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, my Pope Francis.
And they did not
So,
want to get any young they were not going to get a young pope. They were not going to elect a young pope. That was
but
interesting.
he is young though. I mean, according to them, because they was like, we ain't picking nobody in the six. No, I ain't gonna say they ain't say it. We. They were saying they probably wouldn't pick anybody that's in his 60s. That he would be older, but he's still. I mean, he's 69, right?
But that's what they were saying, that there wasn't going to be anybody in the early 60s.
Early 60s. Okay.
In
I thought he
the
was like
early
62.
60s.
He's 69.
Yeah, no, they said they weren't going to pick anybody in the early 60s because their goal is to not want them, they don't want them to be around forever. So that's why they don't pick anyone in their 40s and 50s.
Right.
Because they don't want them to have that.
How old is
be
Pope
there for a
Frank?
stand.
But that sounds dumb. It seems like you would want.
Yeah, kind of.
You know,
you would think, but they don't.
Yeah.
That's the way the Catholic Church. They don't want them to have the reign for so long because it's like you're not. I guess
because of all of
You're
that.
taking up space, so to speak, in a horrible way to say it, but yeah, let somebody else get this title.
Pretty much.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah. He's 69.
And they pick each other.
Oh, September 14th, didn't he a Virgo?
Yeah, they vote.
Oh, when was he born?
September 14th. I thought I heard it time.
He's 69.
That's why he's probably a sweet person.
He can do like 20
just like
years.
me.
That's a long time to make a change. 20 years. Yeah, that long. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this private luxury jet. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because I saw that picture. I saw that picture this evening. I said, "Wait a minute. We got to pay for the upgrade. He gets it free, supposedly, and we got to pay for it to be upgraded. That don't sound like a win-win for the people."
I didn't know that part. I didn't know we had to also pay for it to get upgraded. I thought it was already the creme de la creme. What we paying for? Oil change?
It's something about us having to pay for some stuff with it. But I'm gonna tell you,
upkeep.
Definitely the upkeep.
Well, yeah.
Well, like we do any of the other planes. But what is so interesting is I have gone back to read the Left Behind series.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, the one that is the Antichrist, he was supposedly given a plane. And when I heard that yesterday about he was given a plane, I said, "Oh,
they haven't given it to him yet. They want to give it to him." So somewhere in the Constitution, I can't recall what it is. Y'all can look it up. It is somewhere in the Constitution where presidents of these United States are not allowed to take like gifts. Right? And I want to say it's like it's like a small number. So just throwing them out.
$25.
Thank you, Nail. $25 is the max. How you gonna explain to somebody give you a $40 million plane,
Right.
400 million?
Right.
How you can explain that? And then look where you getting it from.
Right.
So who is giving him that?
The Arabs or whoever. Is it the Muslims over there?
The Dubai people.
And Abu. Yeah, okay.
And I love the Muslims, but we talking about on that side of the world.
But this is the thing. So when you work for the government, you cannot accept gifts from. I mean, even if it's contractors that you're working with, when you go
Federal,
there,
state, and local,
like you cannot take gifts, and especially from foreign governments.
Conflict of interest.
Because the idea is they can bribe you, and something like this though. Why would you, as the president, because like they was talking about on the TV, like the idea is now they got the inside scoop, like they know the whole layout, the build, and everything of this plane. So like what you were saying, Dion, we would have to pay to redo the inside because it can't just be like how they gave it to us. You can't accept that. So you can't, it's no legal way, because there's supposedly they're looking into it, the ethics committee, they're looking into it.
They don't exist with this president.
We
And
cannot
he pays them no mind.
Right. He does what why wouldn't I?
He does what he wants to do.
Now when he said that again, now when he said, I could have punched him through that TV.
Why wouldn't I accept it?
Because you can't.
What?
Because it's illegal.
He's slow, y'all.
He's also the one that said, I'm sorry. Go now.
No, but I was saying what he wants to.
He hears what he wants to, but he is also the one that stood before everybody and did his oath and said that he would protect the Constitution. And then when asked by Kristen Welker about protecting the Constitution, he said, I don't know. I got plenty of lawyers to about that. That's what I have them for. No,
and wanted to impeach Biden for Biden, I guess, gifted his son like a pickup truck or something. Wanted to impeach him for that.
Really?
Yeah. I can't even wrap my mind around it. It's just, again, like we said a long time ago with this first election, there are no guardrails, and there aren't. Judges are telling him, hey, you can't do this, and he doesn't care. He does it anyway.
Right. Do it anyway.
And I don't see anything or anyone or any party fighting what's going on. I don't know if something's going on in the background to fight all of this. I just don't see a loud outcry or any action to stop all of this, because I don't see it. So I'm thinking in my mind, so what are we gonna do? Like, just conform and allow him to do whatever it is that he wants to do and just send this country to hell? Remember when he met with the new prime minister of Canada, and he mentioned buying Canada. And he was, like, we could buy Canada. It would be great if the United States of America purchased Canada. And the prime minister said, we're not for sale. Canada's not for sale. And Trump said, well, not now. And I thought to myself, I said, so if this president of this country is saying, hey, we're not for sale, but you're insistent on buying it, how ready would you be to sell this country if it's nothing to you?
Right.
If buying a country is nothing to you, how fast would you be willing to sell it?
Fast.
Right.
He sold us out already anyway. I mean,
like,
it's like he's given.
They do purchased America. Like,
Dubai probably could purchase us.
Yeah.
Yes.
They got long money.
But see, they have long money there. Very long money with that oil.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell you, they have their oil. See, they go by liters. Like, to fill when I went to Dubai, to fill my car up now over here, it's about $52. Well, in Dubai, to fill my car up using their metrics, I calculated it's like $7.
That's a huge difference.
And they have all that oil.
They got an abundance of it.
So just think of their people really aren't paying much money over there for the oil.
Right.
But when they sell it, when it's out, that's where they really get their money.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I can pay if my actually to fill my car up is $7 and I'm paying 52 now, look at all of that profit there.
A lot. That's a lot. And that's just you.
Right.
Exactly.
That is a lot.
Look at everybody else driving a car.
Correct.
Right.
Definitely those people in SUVs.
Yeah.
You might. Okay.
Get a call. You might get a call. And how much is that going to cost?
Kalita always say that. That's the timer.
It is the timer. Thank you all for listening to Chick Chatter. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram. Also, please let us know what you think. We would love to hear you, and subscribe on our YouTube on our YouTube channel and on Instagram. And share.
Please share.
We'll be right back.
All right. Welcome back. You're listening to Chick Chatter.
You can find Chick Chatter on YouTube or Instagram.
Okay, so let's do Chick Choices.
We haven't had these in a while.
Yeah, get into it.
Imagine you have the power to turn your ex into anything you want. What will you turn him into?
Which one? Let's see. My ex.
An ant.
You say an ant?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What is that movie? Oh, Weird Science. Remember Weird Science? Y'all see Weird Science?
Yes.
When
It's been a long
she
time.
turned the brother into like a big old blob. Like he was just like he wasn't even a person. It looked like a lump of just crap. Just had like bubbles of stuff just coming out. Just couldn't. He had legs. It's just a blob.
As I'm sitting here, I think of a fly because people always swat them
and kill them.
Terrible.
Yep.
Maybe like a frog.
A frog?
Why a frog?
I don't know.
Just because.
I don't know.
Okay.
What about you, Tawana?
Digress. Go.
You digress.
All right. You don't want to answer that, Tawana?
No, them two have done that to us plenty of times. I'm using my trump card today. I digress.
Oh yeah, because they always acting so innocent. I tell you.
First of all, we don't be acting innocent. We
don't.
I digress.
All right, what's the next chick choice?
What's the difference between freaky and nasty?
Diddy.
Ain't no difference.
No, it ain't. Freak. What's the difference between
right?
Freaky is not the norm, if that makes sense. Like it's not what freaky is something that you just wouldn't normally do. I think that's freaky.
Not fair though, y'all, because some people freaks just ain't not freaks. It doesn't mean it's freaky.
Okay, all right. So okay, let me give you an example and tell me if it's freaky or nasty.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Sucking toes. Is that freaky or nasty?
That's sexy. Go next.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's
I would say that's kind of freaky. I wouldn't say that's nasty.
Freaky nasty is like humping animals. That is that's some freaky.
That's nasty.
That ain't even nasty. That's common.
Yeah.
People who do it think it's normal.
That's common. That ain't even nasty. That's
okay, so let me make sure I'm understanding. Which one is supposedly the worst of the two?
That's no different. What is the difference between freaky and nasty? We're trying to establish that.
Well, yeah, she don't. Yeah, it's not established. So
because I'm trying to figure out which of the two. To me,
in your mind, which one? What is the difference between freaky and nasty? Okay.
If you marry nothing, it ain't no.
So I used to date a guy. He was both. And I say nasty because
he was both.
He was both.
Well, what's the difference then? You tell us.
Right, you know, you got the experience.
Whoa!
Because you said he was both, which means you have a
because
definition.
I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
Freaky because
I need my notebook.
And I'm taking
don't
notes.
even go there.
You took I'm taking notes.
The wrong one talking about a notebook. But anyway,
so
freaky is he. Oh God, let me see.
All right. Go and tell it.
Because I'm tuned all the way in.
Freaky is like just different things he did. I remember he used to stay like in the upstairs bedroom because it was the college students. And to me, it was freaky. I was hanging out the window like we were, yeah. So that was like freaky.
That's freaky.
That's good.
But then he could get real nasty in the sense of molasses, bananas,
is that really nasty?
No, I'm just saying
that's her definition.
I'm sorry.
I'm just that's the little on the freaky side too, but I'm just saying he could get nasty. Like, yeah.
You seen him?
You never, huh?
Have you seen him?
Yeah.
In your old age?
At homecoming last year.
Yeah, she's smelling hard. I think she's still seeing him.
Is he married?
They smell on
I'm
her
not
face.
still seeing him. No,
you're not. Okay, all right.
He did set the bar.
You had that smile on your face.
I'm sure he did. If he was doing that,
he set the bar because my eyes were opened. Like, wow.
So you got a different meaning of looking out the window from Bruno Mars.
No, he was, and then I seen that. I mean, it's just stuff he did that was nasty. Like, it was never a limit for him.
Okay.
Even when I thought it was nasty, he just didn't care.
It wasn't a big deal to him.
Huh?
It wasn't what you thought was nasty wasn't a big deal to him. Okay.
I said it's different strokes for different.
Because I was like, no. Because like, even like that time of the month, right? And he would be like, so what? Put something up under you. We can do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dion, you have lived down there. You have lived.
Girl, no, I haven't.
You have lived.
Yeah, Sing. I think you need to find him.
Y'all never mind. I'll have that off camera. What's the next chick choice?
Am I the only one that's gonna define something? I didn't even define it.
Ain't nobody had nothing.
I said the animals. That's nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. You go on a trip with friends. One decides to cheat. Their spouse finds out and calls you to ask questions. You telling yes or no?
No. I ain't telling nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
Nope.
Don't put me in that. Why are you calling me?
Yeah, why are you calling me with that shenanigans? I don't know what you're talking about.
Talk to your spouse.
Right. I ain't saying nothing.
I'm not doing.
Don't put me in your business.
I ain't saying we ain't gonna have conversation, girl.
Exactly.
We gonna have a conversation.
Yeah,
right. But I ain't having one with your husband about what you know.
With your spouse, though.
Yeah, not with the husband. No.
You on your own with it. You find out what you need to find out and leave me out of it.
Like, where she at? Oh,
she with me sleep. She was with me sleep in the bed. Right. That's what she was. That happened to me before. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Don't come over here calling to ask me nothing.
Right. The last one is you can only pick 2 free things for life. Free massages, free house cleaning, free gas, free makeup, free alcohol, free weed, or free pizza from anywhere.
We're bad.
Say what?
Free gas and house
You only
cleaning.
can pick 2.
Yeah, that would be mine. Gas and house cleaning.
And gas.
Yeah, that would be mine.
There was so many, I missed them. Say it again and say it faster. I can catch
Free
it.
massages. Free massages, free house cleaning, free gas, free makeup, free alcohol, free weed, free pizza from anywhere.
Gas and massages. That's my answer. What's your answer?
What's yours, Dion?
I would do house cleaning and gas.
Mm-hmm.
But I also would like the massages too.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But we're gonna have to pay for that. If I can get this other stuff for free year round, especially gas.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we can cover our own massage.
I can go and get a massage. I ain't got to buy gas, child.
That's true. Put that money toward that.
Listen, that gas can be a massage.
Y'all just turn my back.
It's ridiculous.
I don't even look at them numbers. I put my car. I do just like this. Just wait for the thing to go pop.
Yeah, pop. It's done. It don't even bother me no more.
Because you know you gotta do it. You have to do it.
Yeah.
So
it's an unwanted bill.
It's terrible.
All right, the last thing, because we are finishing things up, is Chick Thought.
Mm-hmm.
But before we do Chick Thought, thank you for tuning in to Chick Chatter. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram. Please subscribe and also comment and share. Chick Thought.
Happy Mother's Day, Dion. You forgot to say that. We passed that.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, we should have started with this.
We should have, but I just thought
we should have.
I know, right?
We got it in there.
Chick Thought. You will always win when you move with love and genuine intentions.
That's nice.
All I do is win, 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 no matter
what.
No matter what.
Every time we step up in the building, everybody hands
go up.
What?
And it
stay there. So yeah. Let your hands stay there.
Yes.
Up, down, up,
yes.
down.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't get me started.
Lead with love. And what, Dion? What was the other one?
And genuine intention.
That part.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Genuine intention.
Winning.
Mm-hmm.
Winning. You will win.
That's
so
it.
I know it's been a while, but we are back. You are going to hear more from Chick Chatter. Thank you. And until next week, live in love and genuine intention.
All right.
Chick Chatter.
Chick.